This call is now being recorded. Today's topic is how to report your research outcome in a paper. So, whenever you are writing paper or thesis or maybe report, you need to take care of some format, sequence of sections. Okay. So, getting ready to write, you need selection of sources of related art literature, selection of software for creating text, graphics, image, and others, selection of reference styles, selection of template. So before starting writing, you select software for writing text, like LaTeX is used for writing text. To create image graphics file, you can use Microsoft Word. There you can draw the diagram, and after drawing the diagram, you save the file as PDF. Then the saved PDF file can be called inside the LaTeX file. Okay. Then for reference style, there are, since you are from IT background, the reference style will be standard one is IEEE. Okay. But it depends on what publisher you are submitting. Okay. It depends on the publisher to whom you are submitting the paper. Like if you are submitting to Springer, then you have to follow Springer format. If you are submitting to IEEE, then you have to follow IEEE format. Depends on the publisher where you want to submit. Okay. So for our department, you have to follow IEEE. Template means if you are submitting to conference, then template will be conference style. If you are submitting to journal, depends on the template of the journal. So these are the things you need to take care of before writing. Now, when you will start writing, the order of the manuscript will be first introduction. Okay. Generally, you have to introduce the problem. Then what motivated you to work on the problem and how you are contributing to the problem, means the solution, will be covered in section 1 known as introduction. Second part is background details. Like if someone of you are working on, say, routing protocol, then if the routing protocol is for underwater sensor network, then details of underwater sensor network and related information will be inside background details. Okay. So what will be covered in related work? It is all the available old work done on the problem. Like here in background details, you are writing for details of the subject like underwater sensor network. Okay. But in related work, you have to write for the problem solution available in the literature. That is, problem here I have taken as an example is routing. Okay. So for related work, you have to cite all the informations in a summary form. Okay. You have to summarize the literature survey done on the problem, and maximum time people use table, okay, to summarize the available resources. Okay. So section 1 introduction, section 2 background details, section 3 related work, section 4 is proposed method. Okay. What is the subsections of proposed method? It would be like problem formulation, concept framework, theoretical foundation, method description, and theoretical analysis. Okay. Next section will be result and discussion. Okay. So after explaining all concept in proposed methodology, you explain the result part in the next section. And the last section will be conclusion of your work and future work that is possible on in the problem you are working on. Okay. So standard format is section 1 introduction, section 2 background details, section 3 related work, section 4 proposed method, section 5 result discussion, section 6 conclusion and future work. Okay. So let me explain this part further. Selection of sources of related literature. Okay. Whenever you will start writing, how to choose the literature. Okay. So you have to read related survey work by their coverage of pros and cons. Okay. Then you have to read the related empirical studies. Okay. Means compare the available work and choose the best solution, that is winner. Okay. The first part is you read survey paper by their pros and cons, then do empirical studies or maybe simulation study or comparison study to select the best solution available in the internet. Okay. Then other competing methods like selections of set of closed and recent methods for comparison. Try to choose latest papers for comparison, like paper from 2022. Okay. Then try to compare how ours, means whatever you are problem working on, how ours problem is distinct and significant from others. Okay. So this is the procedure to start your research. Okay. Then how to select software and environment for manuscript. Like for text, as I have said, select LaTeX. Okay. In LaTeX, mathematical formula, mathematical expressions and formatting and citation reference will be taken care of by the LaTeX itself. So for writing, we suggest LaTeX. For graphics creation, you can use PowerPoint. Paint is bad idea. PowerPoint or MS Word. Okay. For image creation, you can also use Adobe Photoshop editor or maybe other free softwares available in the internet. Okay. For audio video creation, there are lots of software available in the internet, MS Windows package or maybe X Windows based on or other softwares. Okay. Now, for reference style, there are different formats like MLA, APA, Chicago, IEEE, Springer, Elsevier, ACM, Wiley. All formats are not available in Google Scholar. Some formats like IEEE, you have to create for yourself. Okay. Whenever you are using MLA format, see, the format says it is first the author surname. Okay. Then first name in short form and second author first name then last name. Okay. So this part is for author name and next is for title of the paper in double quote. Third part is title of the journal. Okay. Then year. Then this full part is actually the location of the journal or conference. Okay. Then this is publisher and year. So you have to compare how MLA, APA, and other formats are different. Okay, so I will explain IEEE part in detail. Okay, for IEEE, the format is like, let's say I have one paper, Alok Roy, so I have to write A dot Roy, then say comma, title of the paper in double quote. Okay, then comma, then what is the journal name here, journal name, comma, then journal volume number. Maybe some journal has volume 5, volume 10, means it is the series of the journal. Volume say 10, example, say 10 is for some year and it has sub number, like let's take 2, means author name first, title of the paper, name of the journal or conference or book, then series, that is volume number, and series number, sub series number. Okay, then who is the publisher of this journal? Let's, if it is IEEE, publisher name, please note down in your copy, publisher name, then in which month or maybe which year. If it is month is available, if it is say available, then write the month name. Okay, say May 2021. If not available, write only the year name. So this is the format for IEEE. Okay, so let me show you one example how to find the format. So you have to go to scholar.google.co.in. Say I am searching one paper. Say I have a paper, say a survey of practical issues in underwater sensor network. Okay, with Jim Parton and some others of some institute. So how to cite this article? Okay, to cite this article, it's easy. Since the title is available and details are available, I can copy from here, but I suggest click cite. Okay, in the site you will get MLA, APA, Chicago, Harvard, Vancouver. Okay, so you can copy. For IEEE you have to prepare, or if say for the time being you want to collect the information, you can copy it and you can store it in some locations, like this is the reference. Okay, and who is using LaTeX, for them I will show LaTeX software maybe in next to next class. You can click BibTeX. Okay, and you can copy this part in a file in LaTeX. I'll show it later, and the LaTeX will prepare the reference automatically. So you have to copy paste. Maybe we'll call the file in the software, and this will be prepared. The citation will be automatically prepared. Okay, so I am repeating again. For any title of paper, just type the title, then click cite and choose copy. That's the thing I just shown to you. So we are ready with the reference style. Next, after writing the paper, select a template. Okay, so before selecting a template, choose the publisher, whether it is IEEE, Springer, Elsevier, SEM, Wiley, or other template. Okay, please be careful that you have to choose SCI journal. there are lots of fake journals available in the internet. If you will publish paper in the fake journals, that will not be counted in your project or thesis or in your biodata, in your CV. Never it will be counted in your interview. Okay, so SCI means Science Citation Index. Okay, that's a database stored by Web of Science. Okay, so you have to check that database whether this journal is available or not. Okay, how to check the journal? In Google, type MJL. Okay, enter. MJL, enter. Okay, so you will be getting one website, mjl.clarivate.com. Click there. So let me show you one example whether the journal is available or fake. Let me take one example from my website. Let's say I have a paper, whether it is fake or not, I have to check. So the paper has some ISSN number, copy it and check it in the search bar, search journal. If it is available, then it will match, like that is available as digital communication and network with ISSN number this, and it is Science Citation Index expanded. Means this journal will be counted in your career. Okay. So whenever you will find some paper, like let me show you. Whenever you will have some paper, you can copy the journal name also. Okay, and you can search in here also. Search. So it is available. Okay, if it is available, then only read that paper or use that paper in your write-up. Those journals that are available are valid. Rest of the journals are maximum time fake, or it is not in the standard of journal. Okay, I'm not saying that you don't read other articles available in the internet. Read, but be careful. You have to judge whether the source is valid or not. Okay, so that is all about SCI indexed journal. So select such journal to submit your write-up. Okay, see, simple thing. अगर हम लोग एक एग्जांपल लेते हैं कि जब लाइक से मैं एक फार्मर हूँ, मैंने से 1 क्विंटल पोटैटो मैंने फार्मिंग में मेरा मिला है और मुझे ये सेल करना है. अगर अच्छा वाला मार्केट में नहीं जाएंगे तो आलू मुझे 10 रुपए करके सेल करना पड़ेगा या फिर 2 रुपए करके सेल करना पड़ेगा. अगर अच्छा वाला मार्केट चूज करूंगा तो मुझे ये 20-30 रुपीस में भी मिल सकता है. तो आपका जो रिसर्च का आउटपुट है पेपर, वो आपका 1.5 साल का 2 साल का काम है. ठीक है, वो अगर आप कोई भी जर्नल में सबमिट कर देते हो तो क्या होगा, आपका नॉलेज बेस्ट जगह पे सेल नहीं हो पाया. इसलिए कौन सा अच्छा है ये चूज करने के लिए एसीआई जर्नल का लिस्ट बनाया हुआ है, जो आपको ये वर्ड यूज करने से गूगल में मिल जाएगा. MJL मास्टर जर्नल लिस्ट. जो भी जर्नल इस वेबसाइट में है, इसमें 1000, 5000 इससे ज्यादा जर्नल्स लिस्टेड है. वो वाला कोई भी जर्नल में आप सबमिट करो तो अगर एक्सेप्ट हो जाता है, इसका मतलब आपको एक्स्ट्रा एक सर्टिफिकेट मिल रहा है. आपका एमटेक डिग्री के साथ, पीएचडी डिग्री के साथ जर्नल का एक कॉपी रखने से इंटरव्यू में फायदा होगा. ठीक है. सो अगेन बैक टू आवर पार्ट बी. मैन्युस्क्रिप्ट में क्या क्या होगा पहले बोल दिया मैंने. इंट्रोडक्शन में आपका मोटिवेशन कंट्रीब्यूशन रहेगा. related work, background details, proposed method, result discussion, conclusion. Okay. Now let's elaborate the manuscript part. Please be careful in selecting title. Okay. Choose a best title as possible so that people, whenever search any topic, they will get your paper. Or whenever you will submit to some journal, the editor will get information from the title. The editor will not read whole of the paper. First, he or she will read title of the paper. So with the title, you have to attract the reader. Choose the title as maximum suits the paper. Okay. Then next part is your name and your supervisor name with their affiliations and sequence. Okay. Then sometime other notes. कुछ पेपर में आपका, जैसे ये एक पेपर है, पेपर का टाइटल इधर पे है और अदर का नाम यहाँ पे है, तो कभी कभी फुटनोट में भी कुछ एक्स्ट्रा इंफॉर्मेशन होता है. ओके, दैट इज अदर नोट. ओके, so I have just said this part as the front part. Okay, or let me show you one example again. Just 1 minute. कोई भी पेपर में आपका एक टाइटल सिलेक्शन आपको करना होगा, देन आपका नाम और एफिलिएशन. ओके, देन comes abstract part. Okay, then keyword, then section 1 introduction. Okay, so what should be inside the abstract part? Let's cover it. The abstract part should be concisely written. Okay, it should define the problem, why the problem is important, what is your contribution, and what are your findings and conclusion of your topic. Okay, these 5 information should be covered in a short paragraph inside abstract. Then keyword, choose 3 to 5 words that defines your paper. With this keyword, reader will be getting some hints that the paper maximum covers these 5 parts. Okay, so that is abstract. What is section 1 introduction? In section 1 introduction, you have to cover what is the issue, means what is the problem you are working on, why the problem is important, what are the existing approaches, brief analysis of the approaches, and what motivated you. Okay, and what is proposed inside the paper and why it is significant. And then last paragraph of the introduction is organization of the manuscript. Let me show you again. See, in an introduction, last paragraph gives you organization. Like the rest of the paper is organized as follows. System model is presented in section 2. Section 3 presents the proposed MOC MAC protocol. Section 4 derives network throughput. The analysis result of MOC MAC protocol are presented in section 5. Similarly, section 6 and section 7 Means whole the papers what you are covering are covered in the paragraph here. Okay, this is the last paragraph of section 1. Okay, that is known as organization of the manuscript. Sometime some paper uses section 2 as contribution. You can use contribution in a separate section only when your contribution is strong enough. It is too important. Otherwise, whenever you will mention what is proposed, you can mention in the introduction. Okay, so separate contribution part is not always compulsory, depends on the importance of your problem. But section 1 will always be introduction, section 2 will always be background details, and section 3 is related one. Okay, so what is covered in background details? Basic concepts, technique, their definition, expression, and uses, and selection of concept, technique, and their justifications, and importance in subsequent sections. Okay, these are the things covered in background details. As example, I am saying details of underwater sensor network you have to cover in background. Okay, in related work you have to cover the available theory, their approaches, taxonomy, discussion, pros and cons. Okay, sometimes many authors uses problem formulation as separate section. Okay, or maximum time it covers state the problem in hand. Means you have to write here what is your aim, what is your goal, or what is the problem you are working on. Okay, if it is too important and to explain the problem you need maybe 1 page of write up, then use separate section. For 1 line of statement, don't use separate section. Okay, so you can merge it with section 4, that is proposed method. Okay, so what is covered in proposed method? Description of the approach that you have introduced for solving the problem. All symbols or notations for consistent description and the approaches or the method. Framework with conceptual level, use figure here. Define the theories with their definition, proposition, lemma, theorem, and presentation of pseudocode or algorithm flowchart will be covered here. Description of the algorithm flowchart will be covered. Sometime complexity analysis will be covered, and sometime if you have given some theory, their proof will be covered. Okay, so maximum importance in a paper is in the proposed method. So please be careful in writing proposed method. Depend on this proposed method, everything will be justified. Okay, 5th section is result and analysis. Some people uses result and analysis and validation and analysis together. Some people uses in a separate section, but I suggest result analysis, validation analysis, comparison with old work, cover it in section 5. Okay, in the result analysis, please describe the environment you are using, means what software or hardware you are using. If some people are working on image processing, they need some data set or maybe something. So data set design generation for simulation study will be covered here. Selections of data set and conditions and parameter specifications will be covered here. Means you have to explain what environment you have used to write your result to get your result. Okay, so that is part A. Okay, 5.1 you can say. 5.2, whatever result you got, okay, you mention here. Whatever experimental study you got, mention here with image and explanation. Okay, so that is, you can say, second part of result and analysis. Third part is your validation. Okay, you have got some result, but you have to compare it with old work. You have to validate whether your work is satisfactory, it is true, to compare with old work. And sometime if you have got some result in simulation, you have to design some mathematical equation. So you have to get result through the mathematical equation and simulation result. Okay, so you have to compare. Let's say mathematical equation result is this and simulation result is nearby. Okay, so first result is for mathematical formula, second result is for simulation result. Okay, so then only this will be accepted. Sometime if student gets like one good result for mathematics and bad result for simulation with lots of difference, means it is not accepted. There are some problem with the mathematical formula or the simulation formula. So please try to have validation part in the paper. Okay, so that is your own finding. 5.1 and 2. 5.1 is the environment, 5.2 is your own result, 5.3 is your validation, and 5.4 is comparison with your old work. Okay, so compare with old work using some images. Okay, then if you can identify some future challenges, okay, like issues and challenges, you can mention it in separate section 6. Or sometime people people merge these issues and challenges with the result part sometime, or maybe with sometime with the future work, depend upon the write up. Okay, so I just suggest student to use section 6, conclusion and future work. You conclude your paper where you have to summarize your findings with features. Okay, and in the second paragraph you explain, you give some direction to the reader to carry out further research in your area, where you can also mention the issues and challenges also. Okay, okay, so see, I am repeating, issues and challenges can be in a separate section, can also be sometimes combined with result in subsection, or sometime if you have no if you have less contents to be written, then you can merge it with future work also. Okay, so I am repeating again for the sake of your knowledge. For write up, first part is title, second is abstract, third is, that is introduction, is section 1, section 2 background details, section 3 related work, section 4 proposed method, section 5 result and discussion, section 6 conclusion and future work. Okay, so now let me know if you have any question or not.